Hey there, fellow taxpayers. Let's be honest, nobody enjoys forking over their hard-earned cash to the government. It's about as fun as a root canal, only with more paperwork. But hey, taxes are a necessary evil, right? They pay for roads, schools, and those adorable panda videos on YouTube. So, how did we get to this point, you ask? Well, buckle up, because it's a wild ride through the history of taxation. Way back when, taxes were pretty simple. Farmers paid their dues in grain, and everyone else chipped in with whatever they could spare. Then came along those innovative Romans, who decided to tax just about everything under the sun, including, believe it or not, urine. Yes, you read that right, urine. Apparently, it was a hot commodity back then. Fast forward a few centuries, and we get to the good old USA. Remember the Boston Tea Party? Yeah, those guys weren't exactly thrilled about taxes either. But hey, at least they didn't have to deal with online tax filing. Imagine the horror. Over the years, our tax system has become more complex than a Rube Goldberg machine. We've got income taxes, property taxes, sales taxes, and enough loopholes to make a Swiss cheese jealous. And let's not forget the endless deductions and credits that make your head spin. You practically need a degree in accounting just to file your return. But hey, at least there's the sweet reward of a tax refund if you're lucky. So, as we navigate this maze of forms and deadlines, remember, we're all in this together. And who knows, maybe one day, taxes will be as simple as they were in ancient times. One can dream, right? Now I know what you're thinking. John, this is supposed to be fun and engaging. You promised humor. And I haven't forgotten, my friend. But before we get to the funny part, we have to wade through the muck of how these constant tax changes impact our lives. And trust me, it ain't pretty. Take, for instance, the ever-changing tax brackets. 1 minute, you're happily ensconced in the 12% bracket, dreaming of that tropical vacation. The next, bam! You get a promotion, and suddenly you're paying 22% like some high roller who vacations in space. And don't even get me started on deductions. It's like playing a game of hide-and-seek with your own money. Ooh, I can deduct my home office, you think, gleefully filling out your tax forms. Then the IRS comes knocking, demanding receipts for every paperclip and stapler you've ever purchased. It's enough to make you want to renounce all your worldly possessions and live off the grid, but then you remember, they tax that too. Okay, so I may have exaggerated a tad in that last section. The tax system isn't all bad. After all, those tax dollars do go towards some pretty important stuff. Think roads, bridges, schools, and yes, even those panda videos. But here's the thing. Sometimes, in an effort to stimulate the economy or appease certain interest groups, governments implement tax policies that, shall we say, don't quite work out as planned. Take, for instance, those generous tax breaks handed out to corporations like candy on Halloween. The idea is that these breaks will incentivize companies to invest, create jobs, and boost the economy. Sounds great in theory, right? But in reality, these breaks often end up benefiting the wealthy and powerful, while doing little to help the average Joe. It's like giving a billionaire a free yacht and expecting him to use it to ferry the working class to better lives. Sure, it could happen, in a fairy tale. In the real world, the yacht just ends up being another tax write-off for the already obscenely wealthy. Don't despair, dear reader. It's not all doom and gloom in the world of taxes. In fact, there are some silver linings that often go unnoticed. Believe it or not, there are actually some good things that have come about as a result of changes to the tax code. These changes can sometimes work in our favor. For example, remember how I mentioned those corporate tax breaks? They aren't always the villains they're made out to be. Well, sometimes those breaks are used to encourage companies to invest in renewable energy or offer employee training programs. This can lead to a more sustainable future and a more skilled workforce. And while it's true that some people find ways to exploit loopholes in the system, it's important to remember that the system also offers many opportunities for honest savings. There are also plenty of legitimate tax deductions and credits available to help ordinary folks save money. These can make a significant difference in your financial well-being. Take, for instance, the Earned Income Tax Credit, a powerful tool for financial relief. This credit provides tax relief for low to moderate income working individuals and families, putting more money back into their pockets. Or the Child Tax Credit, another valuable benefit. This credit helps offset the costs of raising children, making it easier for families to manage their finances. These are just a few examples of how the tax code, despite its flaws, can actually be used to promote social good and help those who need it most. It's not just about paying the government, it's about finding ways to benefit from the system. By understanding and utilizing these benefits, we can turn tax season into a more positive experience. So the next time you're feeling down about tax season, take a moment to consider the potential upsides. Remember that it's not all bad. There are actually some bright spots in that labyrinthine code. With a little knowledge and the right approach, you can navigate tax season with confidence and maybe even a smile. Section 5. Playing the tax game tips and tricks for the average Joe. All right, folks, it's time to ditch the doom and gloom and get down to business. Because let's be honest, complaining about taxes is about as effective as yelling at the clouds. What we really want to know is, how can we, the average Joes and Janes of the world, navigate this complex system and come out on top? Well, fear not, my tax-wary comrades, because I'm about to share some insider secrets, okay, maybe not so secret, but still helpful, on how to play the tax game and win. And the best part? You don't need to be a billionaire with an army of accountants to take advantage of these tips. First things first, get organized. I know, it's about as exciting as watching paint dry. But trust me, when it comes to taxes, organization is key. Keep track of all your income and expenses throughout the year. That way, when tax season rolls around, you won't be scrambling to find that one receipt from that one time you bought office supplies. Remember, the more organized you are, the better equipped you'll be to identify potential deductions and credits. And who knows, you might even discover a hidden treasure trove of tax savings. Another tip is to use technology to your advantage. There are plenty of apps and software that can help you keep track of your finances and remind you of important tax deadlines. Don't hesitate to seek professional help if you need it. Sometimes a little expert advice can go a long way in maximizing your tax returns. So there you have it, folks. With a bit of organization, some smart use of technology, and maybe a little help from the pros, you can tackle your taxes with confidence and maybe even come out ahead. Happy tax season, and may the deductions be ever in your favor. Section 6. Deductions, your secret weapon against the taxman. Let's talk deductions, shall we? These little gems are the taxpayer's secret weapon, allowing you to legally reduce your taxable income and keep more of your hard-earned cash. But with so many deductions available, it can be tough to know which ones apply to you. Don't worry, I've got you covered. If you're a homeowner, you're in luck. You can deduct mortgage interest, property taxes, and even the cost of home improvements that increase the value of your property. Self-employed? Even better. You can write off everything from your home office expenses to your business travel. And don't forget about those charitable donations. Every little bit counts, and you can deduct those too. So go ahead, donate to your favorite charity and give yourself a pat on the back for being both generous and tax-savvy. Remember, folks, deductions are your friends. Don't be afraid to claim every single one you're entitled to. It's like a scavenger hunt for your own money. Section 7. Retirement planning. Sheltering your nest egg from Uncle Sam. Retirement might seem like a lifetime away, but trust me, it sneaks up on you faster than you think. And while you're busy adulting, the last thing you want to worry about is whether you'll have enough money to enjoy your golden years. That's where retirement planning comes in. And guess what? The Taxman can actually help you out with this one. There are a plethora of tax-advantaged retirement accounts available, each with its own set of rules and benefits. Take, for instance, the 401k. This bad boy allows you to contribute pre-tax dollars, which means you won't pay taxes on that money until you withdraw it in retirement. Plus, many employers offer matching contributions, which is essentially free money. Then there's the Roth IRA, which allows you to contribute after-tax dollars and withdraw your earnings tax-free in retirement. It's like a magic trick, only with less smoke and mirrors and more financial security for your future. Section 8. Investing smart, making your money work harder than you do. Now that we've got retirement planning covered, let's talk about investing. Because let's be real, saving money is important, but if you want your wealth to grow, you need to put your money to work for you. And yes, you guessed it, the Taxman has something to say about this too. Fortunately, there are plenty of tax-efficient investment strategies you can use to minimize your tax liability and maximize your returns. One popular option is to invest in index funds, which are low-cost, diversified investments that track a specific market index, such as the S&P 500. Another smart move is to take advantage of tax loss harvesting, which involves selling losing investments to offset capital gains and reduce your tax bill. It might sound counterintuitive, but trust me, it's a tried and true strategy used by savvy investors everywhere.